Let's get ready. There's some Dark Alliance too. Hell yeah. Do we have sound? I think we do. Oh man. We're on to using dual morning stars now in Nude Elf game. Because the dual wield attack speed is ridiculously fast, and there's like no penalty to hit, so and you get a bonus to damage. not only do you get not only do you get faster attacks, you get a bonus to damage because you have a skill down here somewhere. Right, so you get +6 to hit and +3 to damage. And you get plus 130% to damage, plus 70% to damage. You do double damage, and you get to attack twice as fast. What was our next quest? Find Jarek in Amduil's Manor and speak to him. I don't know. Kuatoa Shaman have 600 HP. So, presumably it's D&D. That's how it normally works. Hey, Mortis. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting? I'm forgetting the timer. Let's get that timer started. Dumb Timer is the name of my timer app. I wrote it myself. It no longer takes up an entire core. It's actually quite efficient now. Start that timer. Enter Amduil's Manor. Here we are. Here he is. Talk to Jerk.
Good. You've arrived. You know Amduil, yes? I have many things to tell you. Secret, dangerous things. But first, you must know.
More?
Randala, Amduil, and I are members of the Harpers, a group whose members have dedicated their lives to the safety of the realms and its people.
More?
We seek men and women of courage to band with us to protect the realms when the realms cannot protect themselves. This is why we approached and hired you.
I like to think that my character is saying the word more out loud.
Now, before you understand why I sought these 4 artifacts, you must understand the threat of the Onyx Tower.
The Onyx Tower? Eldrith's Tower? The one that crumbled when the 3 heroes destroyed her?
Correct. The tower is, in truth, a massive gate, a construct with the ability to move itself anywhere in Faerun with each new moon.
More?
In addition, onyx keystones fashioned in the tower's forges may be used to construct smaller shadow portals, pairs of magical gates which link to one another outside of the tower.
More?
Eldrith the Betrayer, seeking vengeance, intended to use the portals to move troops into Baldur's Gate. Now, the Zentara mean to use the tower to expand the reach of their black network.
More?
With the tower and its shadow portals in their hands, their forces will be able to move anywhere unhindered. This cannot be allowed. It is why we must take the Onyx Tower for ourselves and either seal or destroy it.
But wasn't the tower destroyed?
The Onyx Tower's form on the material plane, our world, is a sort of illusion. Its true shape spans other realities, the elemental planes which make up our world, and the plane of shadow.
More?
The tower can be brought back, but the Harpers, rather than the Zentara, must hold it. We must travel to each of the elemental planes and reactivate the tower's 4 elemental foundations. The 4 artifacts you recovered can do so.
More?
Only then will we be able to enter the tower's core through the plane of shadow and claim it for our own. Will you help us, adventurer? The cause is noble, the rewards staggering, and the tale one of legends.
Staggering rewards, hmm? Then my fist is yours.
Excellent. I knew you would not disappoint me. Now, Omduel's magic can transport you to any of the 4 elemental planes. Which, though, will you enter first?
More. We're gonna do Earth first, because I think it's the biggest pain in the ass.
Very well. May fortune follow you, adventurer. Farewell.
Okay. Earth is the biggest pain in the ass because it has rust monsters and Zorn.
The elemental plane of Earth is a dark and dangerous place. Even with the magic of the nearby Earth Foundation creating oxygen and pockets in the otherwise solid stone and soil. Are you prepared to go?
This is like hippie lore master. And he's wearing like a weird, what's that material? Angora? Sweater? Not just yet. Not just yet. We'll save first. What's the really fluffy kind of, I want to say it's from like llama fur or something.
The elemental plane of Earth.
Yes, let's go.
They are coming, Luvia. The Harpers have hired them to take the 4 elemental foundations from us.
Do not concern yourself with such trivial matters. I will deal with them soon enough.
Trivial? Do not underestimate them. It was such thinking that led to your disgrace at the manor.
Psst. I know my feelings well. Almost as well as yours, Karn. Yes. Perhaps we shall speak of feelings another time. But now I must prepare for the arrival of my guests. Soon the world will witness the full glory of my science, and those lapdogs of the Harpers will help me.
Yes. Show us this science of yours. Just do not fail the Zentarum again.
Karn sounds kind of like Brain. Is it? Brain? Pinky in the Brain. I gotta look this up now. Maybe it's not Angora that I'm thinking of, because like Angora is too. It's like too fluffy. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah, rust monsters. This is the problem here. I might have to switch to clubs. Man, rust monsters have a lot of HP. Hey, Grim. Do they break anything? I think they can break studded leather. Oh, they broke one of my morning stars already, so. I think we might have to switch to clubs. We might have to switch to clubs. Which will take a minute. It'll take a little bit of bank access, but I think we'll be fine.
I can't do that here.
Barehanded combat is just so much slower than dual wielding, and dual wielding gives you like a 200% damage bonus, so you do base double damage anyway. Right. There's no way to tell what stuff actually counts as... What actually counts as... 15 to 30... So we're gonna need to use, I think clubs. I think clubs are the only thing we can do. That's not what I want. I want change players, player 2. Change player, player 2. Import. Oh no, did I fucked up. I like saved over the one with the bank somehow. That's fine. We'll just do it. We'll do it carefully. Should be able to hit them with ranged combat. But yeah, barehanded.
The element.
Barehanded just does so much less damage compared to dual wielding. Oops. Just. Piercing strength, sweep attack. That stuff matters. I think this is where I stopped playing the game last time I played it. Because this was... The designer's idea was, what if we made a dungeon entirely with rust monsters? And then gave the rust monsters several hundred hit points each. You kind of have to do it like this. Oh, hey, Infinite Grimoire. Thank you for reminding me. I have this kind of in a bad spot. The bag of holding and the Infinite Grimoire merely change which one is up. If I get multiple requests in a short period of time to switch between the two, then I'll leave each one up for several minutes at least. Basically, the amount of time between when I check them. And if I get multiple requests for the same thing in a row, I'll just refund the excess requests. That's how you break rock there. What's this? Also, aren't you supposed to need, like, pass through Earth to be able to access the plane of Earth? Or did they, like, gloss over that with a... Each one of those daggers does 30 damage. Oh man. Nude Alf game. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if there was a game with an unclothed Alf in it? Hey, Chubo. I should put the Infinite Grimoire inside the bag as an item. Oh man, shaved Alf. What the fuck is this thing? Is that an Umber Hulk? He's too big to fit in this tunnel. And Umber Hulks obviously can't burrow through solid earth, so... I'm pretty sure there's some official works in which Garfield wears at least a shirt, possibly pants. Definitely a cape. Most likely as part of some kind of costume. Oh, is this a... No. Okay. So, Yeah, this is the biggest pain in the ass of the entire game because it's just full of rust monsters. And it's like you can either switch all of your equipment to leather by like creating another character, and like normally if you don't use the duplication glitch, normally your like treasure is a finite resource and you like can't get more. No. But because treasure is a finite resource, you can never get more of it than what they put in the game, and like making like enchanting items is both necessary and a like inefficient. So like if you enchant something wrong because you don't know what the enchantments actually do, then hey, bio balls. Yeah, I think I remember like swim trunks is a common Garfield thing as well. Nude most of the time puts on shorts to go swimming. But yeah, so treasure is a like limited quantity, and then you treasure's a limited quantity, and like re-enchanting items costs so much money. You have to pay to remove the gems, or you have to pay to buy new gems, and you have to pay to re-enchant a new item. So if you're like, oh, I want to use leather armor and regular clubs here, you need a full set of stuff to do that. And the full set of stuff that you use, you have to enchant, which means like if you're not using the if you're not using the duplication glitch. Oh, there was an item here, but it fell through the world. You can get gems from those. But yeah, if you're not using the duplication glitch, you can get like you have to fight these like monsters with several hundred HP using like unenchanted items. And then Zorn can only be hit by enchanted items. So the other way to do it is just use a ranged weapon for this part. Blue tank top, dark blue shorts on the scooter, pink hat and Hawaiian shirt on the surfboard. No pants. Yeah. And since when did fucking rust monsters have 500 hit points? Yeah, the sprint is so fast that it can, I can outpace loading from SD card. If I was playing this off disc, the game would have crashed multiple times by now. Oh, we got this guy. I'd rather fight 60 Umber Hulks, to be honest. Umber Hulks have like 1,000 HP. able to get a better damage number if I go gin up a crossbow, but it would take some time, and I'd rather just get through this area. It's only one area. If I have to, like, be a little inefficient here, it's probably not too bad. Rust monsters are they're in the same category as level drain monsters. It's basically the DM has run out of ideas. It's similar to something that happens frequently in modern games, which is the equipment removal checkpoint, where they couldn't figure out a way to make interesting scenarios if a character has all the equipment that they've accumulated up to a certain point, and for whatever reason they were unwilling to rearrange the order of ideas that they had. So, for example, you get captured and all of your equipment gets taken away. Yeah, I should be saving more often than I am, but this is relatively safe. Oh, right, I know why I put acid on this. I could probably take the acid off these throwing daggers now, since acid is on one of my maces, or one of my morning stars. So, there's a point in the game where you can tell that the designers completely ran out of ideas, and that's the point in which they say, like, oh, you've been captured, and you have to fight this encounter without any of your equipment. Or they find other reasons to take your equipment away. Rust monsters were a good one. Stuff like that.
A blue-eyed boy from the Old West learned one of life's cruelest lessons. That evil was bigger than his gun. So he followed the footsteps of a mysterious master to the Far East, where he learned the secrets of the sword and came back home with the heart of a gunman and the soul of a samurai.
New Delft supremacy.
Drop of luxury. Thank you for the 7 months. 7 months. 7 months of nude game characters in games that aren't about sex. Really appreciate the continued support. Yeah, so the thing about forced stealth sections is forced stealth sections are like, hey, Reg. So, here's the thing, right? Forced stealth sections aren't necessarily the designer running out of ideas. That's the designer using a bad idea, having a bad idea. It's a bad idea, but it is an idea, right? It's a specific idea. When they get to the point where they're like, okay, so we take the character's weapons away. That's when they ran out of ideas. That is the precise point in the game design where they ran out of ideas, where they couldn't think of anything else to do. And it's pretty much like that's where the design of Dungeons and Dragons pretty much stops. It's like, okay, we got a bunch of monsters. What else can we do? What about monsters that take stuff away from the players? They're like, we'll drain their levels and we'll have a monster that eats equipment. And that's right when they ran out of ideas. Bilbo, welcome. Welcome. There's a really notable one in what the fuck is that game called? BioShock. And it is literally the precise point at which the designers completely ran out of ideas. Where, like, you're going along in the story, it's making pretty good progress, revealing stuff. There's different, like, they've revealed a bunch of different abilities that you can use and stuff you can do, and there's some different paths your character development can take. And then eventually you run into a person who's like, well, I don't trust you carrying all those weapons around. You gotta put your weapons in the chute before you can come through the door. And as soon as that happens, you're like, this is the boss where you fight them without your weapons. Or like they give you a specific weapon in the arena. And it's like, well, from here on out, there isn't going to be anything new in the game. Earth Elemental? Yeah, punch the ground. Oh. But literally, what the fuck is... Is this a boss? But literally from that point on, there isn't anything new in the game. It's literally just rehashing all the same shit that you ran into earlier in the game. And they even have like a completely random plot divergence like fairly quickly after that. But everything from that point on is just like, oh, use the upgrade system. Hey, Phase. It's basically just use the upgrade system to get more or better of stuff you already have. From that point on. Now, what's funny is when I played Bioshock, I got to that boss and I was like, well, this is pointless because I had been putting all of my upgrades into every wrench thing available. Like, every time I had the opportunity to make the melee better, I did. Because I didn't feel like managing ammunition and, like, one-time weapon upgrades and, like, one-way upgrade paths and shit, which I think they had. And, oh, they throw rocks. They can throw rocks. I see. So when I got there... when I got there, I was just like, this boss is like ridiculously easy because it was scaled for like people who've been doing other stuff. I thought Bioshock was... Let me put it this way. I formed my first opinion on Bioshock when they had a one-way... they had a one-way down staircase to force you to not be able to go back to a certain area in the start. And I was like, okay, I know what kind of game this is. This is what most games are going to be like for another 10 years at least. Or indefinitely. Or it's just going to get worse. Because I'd seen it before, you know? Where it's like, hey, Tobor. Welcome. We're doing the opposite of searching for treasure here. We're avoiding rust monsters. By using throwing knives. Thrilling gameplay.
Once upon a time, from the Old West.
Holy shit.
That evil was bigger than his gun. So he followed the footsteps of a mysterious master to the Far East, where he learned the secrets of the sword and came back home with the heart of a gunman and the soul of a samurai.
Yeah, but search for treasure.
Billboard, 5 months. Thank you so much. Support. Subscription. The Prime subscription. Oops. There we go. We'll search for treasure. We found some treasure on the dead Earth Elemental. It had a healing potion, which is common for Earth Elementals to use and need. I'm actually not using a crossbow right now. I'm using a throwing knife. Hero Quest memes. The strongest of memes. But yeah, Bioshock, like, it was okay. It started pretty strong. And, like, the first area, which was the one they always used to demonstrate, like, look how open and reactive and, you know, not, like, scripted this is, was fine. But then the rest of the game was just, like, I don't know. It was more restrictive than Daikatana. Oh, no, it's not broken. It's fine. Normal. Normal game. They're down here somewhere. There they are. Constantly throw knives. Rust monsters. As I was saying before, rust monsters are the point at which the game designers ran out of ideas. It's just a general idea. I'm sure everyone here has seen at least the cover of the, I think it's DOS game? DOS game. Die Fugger. Which is, it's Japanese for big fugger. Oh man, bag of holding. Where's my thing? Yeah, the incredible DOS game cover for that. My German pronunciation is not very good, so. But in Japanese, it means big fugger. Yeah, I think it's maybe the second one. Yeah. Yeah. Glad we've got this big open room here. Big fug. Love that dash. Love that sprint. I don't think the other characters get sprint, which is one of the reasons why I picked the monk in the first place. How would I make a game key to player in a way that didn't feel badly implemented? There's a number of ways to do that. One of the most important parts of that is, like, if you're gonna do a game like a D&D game or something, you gotta scale your you gotta scale your content over a certain amount of time, right? So like, how do you want to, like, for example, if you're talking about impeding players by like making the game more challenging over time, then the answer is like you need to plan out what you're going to be doing and scale your content so that challenge increases over time. This isn't challenging at all. This is just a pain in the ass. So one of the key things is like you can increase challenge in ways that don't necessarily mean like, oh, the action combat gets harder and takes longer. Yeah. Yeah, the second half of the game is just pointless. It's just new levels. You can buy a level pack. Although that's typically it, right? The shareware games have most of the content in the first episode, and then the second episodes add like one weapon each and a bunch of levels and maybe a couple new enemies. And those are good shareware games. Like Doom. That's how Doom works. But one of the key things, I think, is you need to make it a believable challenge, right? You need to put in challenges that aren't necessarily just increasing how long fights take. Because if you do that, you end up feeling like, oh man, I'm just throwing knives at bullet sponge enemies for a really long time because they put in rust monsters. And yeah, you want like a holistic concept of how the game's gonna flow from start to finish and not feel like, oh, somebody arbitrarily dropped rust monsters in here to make the game take longer, or just to like be a pain in the ass, right? Like rust monster's a good boss fight, actually. You know, like it's one fight. You know, like some giant mutant rust monster. That, like, yeah, there's a risk if you go into it with metal weapons, but you can prepare ahead of time. They, like, communicate to the player. Absnerdity, thank you for the host. You can communicate to players what the nature of the challenge is, and give them tools to like mitigate that. And so the challenge isn't necessarily just rust monsters, but for bones. That's pretty good. Like, you don't just throw somebody into an area and be like, oh, okay, rust monsters everywhere now. Part of it is like, make a rust monster a boss. Make them a boss relatively early on, right? Let the player know what they're going to be facing. Give them clues. And you don't have to, like... You don't have to handhold the player, but it's, like, part of the challenge, and the increasing challenge is, like, if you don't properly prepare for something, if you don't pay attention to what's being said, the game is way harder because you're not prepared for what you face, right? And it's like, sure, if you're like, if you got a cheesy strat, you can do it, but it's like, part of it is like, you need to make sure that it's like, that's a good monster, Chubo. You need to make sure that it's like credible threats, and that there is a challenge in dealing with it that's not just more hit points or upgrading your weapons, right? Because that gets boring. I mean, makes it no better than an action game. Helpless and blobby. They turn you into Mr. Blobby. And your charisma score goes into the negative. What do you think the D&D stats are for Mr. Blobby? I imagine he's got like 17 or 18 strength. I think he's got like 17 or 18 strength probably, and like 0 constitution. Yeah, extremely low dexterity, and like 200 hit points. Yeah, causes fear. Oh no, Mr. Blobby is a D&D monster. It would be terrifying. I bet there's some horror fiction out there of Mr. Blobby bending bars or lifting gates to get at you. Can I punch these things? Can I just... Okay, that does way more damage than waiting on the knife. I always get... Is Zool the, like, intergalactic ninja? Yeah, like, this zone sucks. This is why I did this zone. Oh, that's Zen. That's Zen. Thank you. Thank you, Lorigami. Man, Zool is a ninja from the Nth dimension, and Zen is the intergalactic ninja? Fuck. So, wait. Chubo, I have an idea. I have an incredibly brilliant idea. It's a book of D&D stats. AK Bryce. A book of D&D stats and descriptions for Amiga mascot platformer characters.
You again. I cannot tell you how pleased I am to see you. I wish to thank you for your help at Bloodmire Manor. Surprised? Yes. Thanks to your wanton destruction of my creations, I've come to realize some grave errors in my thinking. Originally, I had thought to create life from death. True life, not undeath. Taking the best traits from existing creatures and bending them to my will to form a whole new species. But then you arrived and destroyed all that I had made. It was at that point I realized the truth of it all. What good is the creation of life if all it takes is a sharp sword to end it? Death, destroyer of all. That was the missing element that prevented my experiments from reaching their evolutionary pinnacle. But no more. The solution is at hand, and you shall help me.
Yeah, I think she was eating, like, some like, tomato dish. And, she was eating some tomato dish and, like, did poorly at it. Whoops! Whoops! Oops! You're not a rust monster! Grand studded leather armor. We might have to switch to that. Okay, now what? I won. Right. So that's why they put rust monsters in this level, is to make it so that it's not easy, you know, because you might lose your metal weapons. And yeah, no, it just slows it down. It's just activate the Earth Foundation. It just farts. It farts a lot. That's on normal difficulty. This is normal. Perfectly normal.
I can't do that here. I can't do that here.
Perfectly normal. I just happened to... I realized that dual wielding attacks much faster than unarmed. The only time you can't dual wield is when there's rust monsters. So that's why we did...
Welcome back, friend.
This Earth Foundation is the stuff you put on your lawn that smells really bad but makes it grow faster.
Someone else's? You've come to the right place.
Good question. I thought the store didn't exist for a while because of that. If I'm honest. I forgot that was a thing.
The finest armor and weapons. The work of local master craftsmen as well.
What do I need to do? What is this? Reflect melee damage and fire cold shock damage resistance. What can I do instead? I want, ooh, I could do increased treasure drops instead of reflect. I could reduce the weight of it. Oh, damage resistance. Flat damage resistance. Yeah, that's what I want.
My prices are always more than fair, friend. What are you looking for?
And then, to make it +5, I would need many amethysts. Hey, Ashen Circle.
Arms and armor? I have everything you need right here.
Poop Foundation. We're gonna make our grand studded leather into something. Somehow have 30 recall potions and like way too many rejuvenation potions. Way too many lesser rejuvenation potions, which we're gonna sell entirely.
You will find no other merchant with quality and prices to match mine. I've been supplying brave...
Good. We just beat a boss in like 2 seconds after like 20 minutes of... how long have I been alive? After like 40 minutes of... after like 40 minutes of throwing knives at rust monsters, we finally took our metal morning stars back out and killed the boss in like 2 seconds. Anyway, here's what I need to do. I need to do this. Start. Change players. New. Wait. Change players. New. We'll use Yasurin because he's funny. And then we go in here. And then now that we have access to all of the stuff, really all we need to do is just drop all of our equipment here. This gets much easier once you get to chapter 3, so it's less of a pain in the ass than it was before. So now we save the game. Create new save. Insufficient space, that's fine. Save here. Right. And now, change players, delete Yasurin. Hey, Abs Nerdity. Welcome. Perfectly normal game here. Perfectly normal way to play. Play this game. Change players. Import. You know, we could make an entire, like, I think you can do helmet. Maybe you can do helmet and chest piece. Helmet and chest piece you can maybe do. For extra treasure. Actually, you know what's funny, Tobor? In nearly every game that I
have everything you need right here.
In nearly every game that I play, like Diablo type game. Whoops, shit. Fine. Wait, no, maybe it's not fine. Did I seriously fuck up? I think I seriously fucked up. Yeah. I messed up.
can't do
Whoops.
that here.
Shit. I blew it because there's no buyback in this game. So in nearly every Diablo type game that has like random loot drop stuff, almost always I go for the option to get more treasure. I go for the more treasure option. And so it's like, man, this boss is hard. And it's like, well, what kind of build do you have? Magic find percent. Oops. Decline. Change players. Delete. No. Pick up the stuff first. Almost did it wrong. I almost did it in the wrong order. Okay, here we go. Players, delete. Yes. I will out-treasure him. And it's like usually the results, it's not really worth it. It's not ever actually worth it. But for me, it's like,
I've been supplying brave
it's a
adventurers
chance.
for over a decade.
I could get more treasure. I must get more treasure. There we go. Okay, now we need rune stones probably.
The work of local master craftsmen as well as
You know, I don't know.
My
Hold on.
God, that's fantastic.
Tobor, thank you for the host. I don't know, how many... What do I have? Ruby Pearl, Coral, Emerald.
My prices are always more than fair, friend. What are you looking for?
Do I have everything?
You'll
Topaz.
find no other merchant with quality and prices to match mine.
Shit.
I've been supplying
I have
brave
Topaz, I
adventurers
have
for over a
Aquamarine,
decade.
Jacinth, Sapphire. Yeah, I think I have everything. Okay. We're gonna make, what is this? This is reflect melee damage and fire cold shock damage resistance. Yeah, so if I put Pearl on here, I can get 5% in,
My prices are always more than fair, friend. What are you looking for?
Oh, is it confined to, like, set stuff? That kind of sucks. Yeah, we want Diamond on there. Diamond for sure. We could get 25 extra hit points. Shield Expert doesn't matter. Fire resistance. Cold resistance. Yeah, we can get 15% extra damage resistance just on its own. Let's do that. Let's do that. How about that?
So, if you don't see something here now, check back from time to time.
Am I sure? Yes. Okay, good. Now, what? Okay, yeah, we don't want to... Can't do that on that. We don't want to do that on that. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good. Because we want the stun duration reduction is the thing.
Welcome back, friend.
You know what's a fun Diablo-type game? You know what's a really fun Diablo-type game? Neo. Neo is a really good Diablo-type game. Hey, Vulpix, welcome. I haven't played Neo 2 yet. I'm actually going to wait for it to come out on PC. Oh man, Titan Quest. I should do a stream of Titan Quest one of these days. Maybe after this. Maybe I'll do Titan Quest after this. I finished it once before, but yeah, Titan Quest is really fun. The only problem I have is that like the super fun stuff to do in Titan Quest at the beginning doesn't make for a good game later on. Like if you want to be good at end game, you got to do stuff different early on that's less funny. Okay, we saved it.
You have
Good.
activated the Earth Foundation? Most excellent. Here, your reward.
Now I like to think my character is saying, "Accept reward." 5,000 gold coins, 8,000 experience points. Very good. Let's go to Air next.
Very well. May fortune follow you, adventurer.
This is also a problematic...
There is generally very little solid material in the elemental plane of air, though the Air Foundation's magic will have drawn some together. Still, a fall will spell certain doom. Are you prepared to go?
Yes, I'm prepared. This is another,
I do not like this, Karn.
Oh, what's this?
Am I, the great Habdazar Doomwing, now reduced to a petty guard?
You were not required to like it, Habdazar. The Zentarum commanded that you guard the Air Foundation. That should be enough. Or should I inform them you
Habdazar
have more important
Doomwing.
matters to attend to?
Bane, curse you. I am well aware of my duty to the Zentarum. Habdazar Doomwing shall guard the Foundation with his life. Now return to your hole, Karn. The mere sight of you sickens me.
Very well. I shall inform the Black Network of your promise. Should the Air Foundation be captured, your life will be forfeit.
just pardon me while I just slide around casually here. I wonder if it'll let you slide off. Hold on, let's save it. Habdazar Doomwing speaks in the third person. I don't use Better Twitch TV for the on-screen stuff because, like, as far as I know, you have less curation over it. Less, Oh, look, wisps. Rehash of enemies from the first game. They get owned. You have less curation over what you use in your channel than you do with Franker Faces. So there's a lot of really disgusting like frog guy emotes that I don't I don't want to become commonplace. So better to just if you use it, you get to see it, but on stream I don't. Oh, I think my treasure fell through the floor there. But yeah, now we don't have to worry about now we don't have to worry about using our metal equipment. And because we have like 30% elemental resistance, we don't have to worry about like getting attacked at all. Are you an air elemental? 400 damage. Wham! Whammo! Yeah, trees. Trees grow. I will say this is a better elemental plane of air than spellcraft aspects of valor. Ask these guys. I suppose I could, huh? You think these are dust devils? Oh, they dropped some gold coins. Or air elementals. What do you think? Oh, that guy is just, like, out there. He's left it. They're also resistant to acid. He blocked it with something. Yeah. Spellcraft is like lots of stuff that instantly kills you. And it's like you have to cast the fly spell in order to, like, I'm not taking that. That's a trap. You have to cast the fly spell to not die. And then so the enemy wizard just casts the opposite of the fly spell. I think it's called Fly Swatter, which immediately cancels your fly spell and you die instantly. It's not impossible. It's just incredibly tedious because it's like you can either spend your whole fucking lifetime saving and loading, or like you can cheat and give yourself unlimited of all of the spells, or like use a guide to get the exact best spells right out of the gate. It's pretty stupid. It's supposed to be like, oh yeah, you can create your own spells that have like different power levels and stuff, and you can experiment and get better spells. But it's really just like there is a best version of each spell. You have to guess whether you can make it or not. And if you guess wrong, it consumes your ingredients and sends you to the death plane, which you have to, like, fight your way out of each time. There's just, like, the game is built around wasting your time. There's, like, some specific shit you can do, like, the, like, power up your sword spell you can cast repeatedly, which I didn't know when I played it the first time, initially. So you cast the power up your sword spell just like 80 times, and that's the only way to beat certain wizards, because it's like otherwise they regenerate health so fast that you literally can't hurt them fast enough to kill them. And then like their whole MO is like whenever they hit a certain break point of health, they teleport away instantly. Hey, Dan. How are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, spellcraft. The other thing about spellcraft is like, it's incredibly imprecise. Oh, hell yeah. I want to check out Bannerlord soon. I'm totally fucking lost. I don't know where I'm going. I want to check out Bannerlord soon. That game looks pretty kick-ass. I like the first one. Well, I should say I like Warband. I played a lot of Warband. But yeah, they They gave the enemy wizards automatic teleport and like insane health regen. So you have to do a bunch of shit because you have to sword fight the wizards to kill them. And what they'll do is they'll teleport away and start summoning monsters like as soon as they're far away from you. They have infinite. Here we go. Air Foundation. Oh man, swing a huge halberd. Perhaps the halberd is better balanced.
Tremble in fear, adventurer. You now face the all-powerful Habdazar Doomwing, Sky Mage of the Zentarum. Pray now to whatever deity you worship, because your death is at hand. Attack!
That's just a manticore? Dude, really? It's just a manticore? You can get fucking owned. Oh, you're invincible for a while. Okay. Habdazar escapes. His manticore is slain. Habdazar Doomwing casts a spell and vanishes like a sniveling coward. I can cast a spell! Mortis, do you have a link to that video? The cast a spell video? Thank you. Thank you.
Must have been 50, and no, 100 men. Well, I could have easily handled them, but they took me by surprise. Give me 200 soldiers, and I'll go and take back the Air Foundation. I promise it.
Promise? Are you a man of your word, Habdazar? Have you ever broken a promise?
The great Habdazar Doomwing always keeps his promises. Just give me 300 soldiers, and I promise to take back the Air Foundation without fail.
Then let me remind you of your promise to guard the Air Foundation with your life. The Zentarum wish to collect on that promise now.
No, give me another chance, please. Let me redeem myself.
You are past redemption. But rest assured, I will let the world know that Habdazar Doomwing was a man of his word.
I love that they introduce that guy as if he's somebody special, and then kill him off by the end of this one area. Good. Good. What a good way to introduce a character. And then they have him escape, and then you don't get to kill him.
The Air Foundation has been activated? Well done. Here, a reward on behalf of your work for the organization.
Accept reward. 5,000 gold coins, 8,000 experience points. I'll go to the elemental plane of fire now.
May fortune follow you, adventurer. Farewell.
Okay. Tuck.
You are to go to the elemental plane of fire now, yes? The Fire Foundation should make the surrounding area habitable, but the terrain will be dangerous nonetheless. Are you prepared to go?
Are there rust monsters? I'm prepared, yes.
Are you well, Lady Aragazia? Or should I call you Isagora now?
What do you want, Khan?
I am merely concerned for your well-being. It was quite a ferocious blaze you set at Firewind Manor, and you look a little worse for wear.
Do not play with me, human, or I shall nullify our alliance with your death.
Then lick your wounds quickly, Dragon. The same adventurer who made a fool of you at Firewind Manor is now headed here.
Let the little worm come. I shall repay it tenfold for the humiliation I have suffered.
I's Agora. Use Agora. Everybody's Agora.
Fall before me.
Do you think we'll run into any lava children here, or whatever they're called? Oops. Does this stuff kill you instantly? No, it lights you on fire and does a whole lot of damage, but it's fine. I suppose that's lava. Lava children are the, Lava children are the weird-looking, like... I don't know, there's a picture of one in one of the channels on my Discord, if you scroll up a little bit. They're extremely stupid-looking. They're like elemental plane of fire halflings. Someone just left a chest here in the elemental plane of fire. Shit. Oh, it's just random lava balls that come out of the lake. You know, it's funny. If I decided that I wanted to, I could probably get 100% fire resistance for this area, which would be pretty funny. It's like, yeah, oh, here I am. Nothing can hurt me. Boom. Yeah, like, what do you do if you're 100% fire resistant and you're on the plane of fire? Like, nothing poses a threat to you, right? Because everything attacks with fire, doesn't it? Or do, like, fire elementals have a physical attack of some kind? Whoops. Is this the exit, or is this just an accident?
Fall before me.
This is just not a place you can go to, I guess. Oh, I got a level up. Sweet. I can get my final level of 2-weapon fighting. So now I have like now I have like a million defense. Poison and acid damage, increased carrying capacity, crippling blow, and attack that wound enemies to inflict gradual loss, weapon equipped and in stealth state. Accuracy. I think I'm gonna save up for armor proficiency. I'm gonna save up for armor proficiency so we can be nude plate mail wearing monk. Because that's a thing in D&D. Man, you know, so we're talking about we've been talking about getting together a little group to play some tabletop simulator Dungeons and Dragons, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. Anyone who's interested in joining or being a part of that, please have a look in the Discord. But so today I was like, earlier today I was going to roll up a character, and I was like, you know, I don't know what I want to be yet, so I'm gonna roll up some attributes and see what attributes I get, and let them kind of act as a guide for what classes might be what classes might be available. And so I fucking like go into Tabletop Simulator, load up the like standard dice scene, which just has like a bunch of different dice. And it has doing the 4 6s, drop the lowest roll option. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna roll my hell, there's like a bridge, but you can't use it. Like I'll roll up my attributes and see what I get. And so I do the roll. It's the 4 6s, drop the lowest die, and I get like 16, 15, 14, 14, 14, 14, 10. So it's like, well, I'm the most above average, but still kind of mediocre in a heroic sense kind of guy. It's just... I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It'll probably just be played. Here's the thing about streaming it. I don't want anyone to feel... I don't want anyone to be worried about, like, being exposed to, like, public view. So, like, maintaining the kind of, like, smaller, more intimate setting is, I think, important.
Your fortune ends here, adventurer. This time there shall be no escape from my flames. I will leave nothing of you but ash.
Is there a way, I wonder, you know what I might do, though? What might be a good compromise of that is, dragons spitting magic missiles. Stand still. They expect me to grasp you when you're jumping around like a flea on a hot brick. Blonk. Dead. Red smoke. So one of the ways we might be able to work around that is if people are interested in spectating Dungeons and Dragons sessions, it should be pretty easy to. I don't know, Mortis. I was thinking of both of those things, though. They elected a new dragon. I was thinking using the Discord streaming for Dungeons & Dragons makes it a smaller setting but allows for spectators, and I think anyone who... I forget how many players you can have in Tabletop Simulator, but coming in as a spectator would also work.
Standing here? Foolishness.
The Fire Foundation has been successfully reactivated, yes? Good, good. My congratulations, and your reward.
Accept reward. I'll go to the elemental plane of water now.
Very well. May fortune follow you, adventurer. Farewell.
But yeah, hopefully those who are interested in spectating, or even if you're a little apprehensive about joining a Dungeons and Dragons game, my goal in kind of facilitating it, Atomic Dragon is going to be DMing it, but my goal in facilitating it is going to be to make sure that it's like not too much in either direction of like extreme min-maxing and power gaming. Although Mortis will tell you that is what I'm known for. It's not too much of like min-maxing and power gaming, and not too much of like super in-depth speaking with accents role-playing, and kind of a mix of the two of like you have an idea what it is that you want your character to do and you kind of talk about that, but not too much like, I'm wearing a cape.
Jarek tells me I am to transport you to the elemental plane of water. The magic of the Water Foundation will somewhat tame the surrounding environment, so you will not drown. Are you prepared to go?
I'm prepared, yes. The meat grinder of no return.
I'll warn you again, Khan. Your men will only die here. Nothing can stand between my magic and my foes and live.
You're powerful indeed, Eludra, but your arrogance will be your undoing.
How dare you? You think to command me, worm?
I do, and by your master's wishes, do not forget that. The men stay. Farewell.
Oh man, tunnels and trolls. Oh, good. There's infinite death pits in the plane of water. Yeah, GURPS with all of the source books, including all of Rifts. I have the like limited edition. I have the limited edition hardcover Rifts book with all the like extra art and stuff, with like the war against magic and like the magic city of Tolkien. God, no, not Tolkien. Tolkien. I guess we're fighting jellyfish. Jellyfish. Well, I also have a full set of Traveler books, T4 Traveler. These are the ones I have physical copies of, by the way. Physical copies of T4 Traveler, which is like, you're like, okay, my character wants to go to college. Roll a bunch of D6s. Your character got injured. You lose a point of intelligence. You can't go to college now. Okay, I'll join the Navy. You fail the entrance exam. Okay, how about the merchants? You got into the merchants. Roll some D6s. You got injured. Your character died. These guys. There's like poop yetis in the elemental plane of ice. Oh man, they retconned the like skull military to be the good guys. God. With like the dog boys who are tasked with eliminating anyone who's not like perfectly human. Yeah, their troop transports are giant flying skulls. I remember them defending the genetic purity of humanity, but maybe it's just me, but I took that to mean they were the bad guys. Oh, this is an invisible wall. Can I? No. Oh. You can't go over that cliff. Oh, brother. But yeah, the Rift source books are all kinds of stupid. There's is this just a dead end? Is this a fucking god damn it game? Look at how long this dead end is. Oh, I guess this one's here. It's not bad. I was gonna say, haven't they stopped printing official Rift books like in the 90s, didn't they? I mean, That was a huge tenet of the Nazis, and they were basing it on completely bullshit science. But the whole point is that like humanity, if there's any kind of purity in a genetic line, it cannot survive. Look at the royal family. There was an Engage game. There was an Engage game. That was like long after they stopped printing new books, wasn't it? Or did they keep printing books that whole time? I do want to play Promise of Power at some point, though. They're still making Rifts books? Jesus. Didn't, who's that? Is that Steve Jackson Games or something? Didn't they get raided by the FBI at one point as well? This is another goddamn dead end. Oh, Palladium. Right. Steve Jackson was, what the hell was Steve Jackson Games? What was their big thing? Your Cyberpunk sourcebook. I remember reading the Web 1.0 site about the FBI raid of Steve Jackson Games. What? Man, Palladium. Who's the owner of Palladium? Approach the water foundation. Here we go.
So, you've arrived. Do you know who I am? I am Eludra, the Sea Witch, mistress of the depths.
Sea Witch 2020, you're a Popeye.
Sunk 100 ships and slain 2,000 men. And now it will utterly destroy you.
What am I doing? Trying to speed up the sea. Oh, she's a teleporter. Not a fast enough teleporter, though. Oh, 30% reduction certain magical attacks. Oh, right. I was going to do armor proficiency. Right. Scale and chain. Half plate and plate. There we go. Now we're going to be plate armor elf. Hey, Wavilo. Welcome. Good. Good! Water's too deep to continue forward. Oh. Where am I supposed to go? You're reinforced, nude elf. Oh, Kevin Symbieta, right. However you pronounce that. Blue smoke. Send me money so I can buy new Star Wars figures.